How many of you have failed an exam before? This man failed WAEC 10 times, and this is his story.
When I was a child, I do indulge in exam malpractice. My father told me that he want to register my wife in the village where I can easily pass. In fact, that year, my school entirely, 5 of our papers were cancelled. The highest person had 4 credit. I failed from mathematics to the least subject, F9.
F9.
F9 parallel. This failing of my WAEC that I've been writing and failed is not ordinary. Hi, my name is Evangelist Philip S. Ndabe. When I was a child, I used to do my practice. But in JS2, I was caught by my teacher and publicly embarrassed. For that reason, I vow never to do my practice again. And that makes me to write WAEC 10 times. This is my story.
Oh my goodness, sir, I can't believe you failed WAEC 10 times. 10 times. Can you tell us about your story? What really happened to you?
Well, yes, I wrote exam WAEC 10 good time. That's WAEC and NECO 10 good time. When I was a child, I do indulge in exam malpractice. I think I was a guru in doing that until when I was in JS2, and it was second term examination. When we were in the exam hall, I was doing my practice, and my teacher, who was the same, who was also my FCS coordinator, that's Fellowship of Christian Students. It was his own subject that we were writing that day. He caught me. This man dealt with me. In fact, that kind of care, I've never received it in my life. If it were to be our children of now, they would say the man is the most wicked person. But that thing chased away the devil out of me. So I decided from that day that I will never, ever indulge in exam and practice again. And since then, I rely on my studies until in 2005 that I was to write my first sitting exam, that is WAEC. My father told me that he want to register my WAEC, but I have to go and register it in the village where I can easily pass. You know, in the village, they permit some of these things.
Yeah.
It happens there rampantly. So I refused. He even gathered some persons to talk to me. I refused. And our exam fee was 12,000. That is WAEC and NECO. WAEC 6,000, NECO 6,000.
2005.
So, since I refused, he told me that if I fail my exams, if I fail my WAEC, he will never register me in any of the exams again. I agreed because I knew myself. I believe I could pass. And then, after that, he gave me 11,000 to go and register. Remaining 1,000, so I should go and look for the money and know how painful it is. So that I should know that he did not just pack it on from the ground. And so that I'm also a farmer. I mean, yes, I can say I'm a farmer too. So then I had about 100 tubers of yam that I found myself. So his own younger brother said that, I said I want to sell it. And so the younger brother said I should give him for him to buy. So it was 3,000 for the 100 tubers.
3,000 naira for
3,000
100 tubers. So he had extra 2,000 naira.
So he gave me 1,000 till today. He has not
giving you the remaining
2,000. So, but I was desperate because I wanted to register my work then. So that was how it happened. I went, registered, and that year when we wrote the WAEC, when we finished, our paper, 5 of our papers were cancelled. Generally, it was not only our school, is nationwide. 5, that's because I'm a science student, English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology were cancelled. So we have to rewrite them. So when we write them,
that same year or the next year? Okay.
Same year. And then I failed. In fact, that year, my school entirely, failed because the highest person had 4 credit. So, and I was having 2. So, that year, we wrote NECO again. And I was thinking, since this one did favor me, NECO favor me when it came, it's the same thing. And all of these things, I have written WAEC 10 times, but in all of these ones, I have never failed mathematics and English.
Wow.
I've never failed mathematics.
So you were just failing secondary subjects?
Yes. Physics, chemistry, biology.
Oh, those are...
Because I was saying, I told myself I want to read whether electrical, electronics, petrochemical, or medicine. And that was the reason why I went for science. So I keep failing at this.
For 10 years?
For 10 good years.
How many of you can do something like that? For 10 years, this man was so determined that he wanted to be a science student, studying electrical engineering, right?
Or petrochemical.
Petrochemical
or
engineering
medicine.
or medicine. For 10 years, he kept failing woefully back to back.
Yes. So,
and he never gave up.
At all. In 2009,
Chai.
I wrote one of the exams. To my greatest surprise, even at that time, I've already given myself fully to the things of God. Yet, I failed from mathematics to the least subject, F9.
F9.
F9, parallel.
Is it that you were not smart or what?
I thought I wasn't smart. So, but in that 2009, I was able to get admission to Federal Polytechnic in Nasarawa. With my result like that. In those days, they would say you match your 2 results. Even though I matched my 2 results, it was still giving me 4.
Oh, if you match your WAEC and NECO?
My 2 result is still giving me 4.
2 results? Is it WAEC and NECO?
WAEC and NECO is still giving me 4. So, but you can be in school at that time so that as you continue with your journey, you will write before you graduate.
Oh, so you gain admission in school?
Yes.
Even before you had your WAEC?
Yes. Even,
and
yes.
you were writing WAEC every year,
yes.
hoping that
yes,
you finally pass before
yes.
you graduate?
Yes, that is in 2009 that I got admission.
Wow.
To read electrical.
I didn't even know something like this was possible.
It was possible then. So, and then when I wrote that WAEC, I mean, when I went, it was pre-ND they give you. So at that time, you will write WAEC and JAM. So in the school, all what they want is that if you pass the pre-ND and you do not pass the JAM, but you have the JAM result, you can still move to ND1. But what really happened is that particular year, when we wrote the JAM, my own paper was withheld. In fact, the school for Federal Polytechnic wrote a letter for me to bring it to JAM board. So I took it to JAM board in Buhari here. And so I begged them that even if it is in their office, they should give me another exam to write. Because based on what they told me in that place, that they discovered that I did malpractice. So, and it was shocking to me because this is something that I have failed to do. I said I won't do it and I was writing my exams all this while. Why will I come out and do malpractice in JAM? And that was what stopped me from forgery. But all of a sudden, what really happened is, all of a sudden, I went to Mount Zion Drama Institute. That is Mount Zion Ile-Ife, Osun State. And so to learn Christian drama. In that place, one of my friends is a Reverend Femi Olowu, today is in Ghana. And so he sat with me. He said, "Sir, people have been telling him that this failing of my WAEC that I have been writing and failed is not ordinary. That it is because I have refused to receive the call of God. Because they have seen that my life shows to people that I had a call. And so he advised me that why wouldn't I just accept this call, follow the line, and then move ahead?" So that day, I even argued with him. I said, I saw people like Paul and Enche who went the red medicine and they returned back to become pastor.
Yeah.
If God will allow me, I can become an engineer and still be a pastor.
Very true.
And then he told me one day, he said that God permit A, he may not permit B.
B.
Everybody has his own destiny.
So did you believe that?
Yes.
Or it made sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense to me when he said those things. Though I wasn't really agreeing with him at that time. But later on, when I sat in 2010 again to write WAEC, I wrote, I failed.
Kai. So eventually, can you just tell us at the point where you succeeded finally?
It was in 2012 that I finally succeeded. Because what I did was that if you come from 2005 to 2012, it's 7 years. But what I did is that if I write this internal WAEC, I write external WAEC. This one that they used to write by September. So that makes it 10 times. So in 2012, I received, 214, I received. But in that 2012, I got admission to mission school. And so I did my BA in the mission school. And when I graduated in 2013, and I applied for PGD in education in Kefi. So I did my PGD in education. Then 2015, I went to Jos Christian Faith Institute and I did my master's with them. So that is what really happened to me. The moment I accepted this, I started doing it, everything started working for me, falling in pleasant places for me. I never struggle again.
Now, I'm curious because I'm thinking what happened to you could have been as a result of wrong choice.
Yes, sir.
It's choosing science. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes,
of.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's my opinion.
Yes, sir. It's like that, sir.
Because the moment you switch to something else, because I think what you studied eventually was pure art.
Yes. Yes, now I am.
And you did excellently
well.
And you know why this video is important to have on social media? It's going to help a lot of young people think. A lot of you, I also have a friend who was determined to study petroleum engineering at all costs. And me, I know that this girl obviously is not that smart enough to go about the physics, the calculations, those things. Even me, I had an extra year in university. Wow. I studied at Elizade University. My first year, I studied mass communication. It was under the Faculty of Social and Management Sciences. And we were expected to do mathematics, which I failed. I had carryover in mathematics twice in 100 level. Wow. So I was smart enough to know that I was heading for doom. And I was on scholarship. So what I did was I had to write a letter and I automatically switched from Faculty of Social Management Sciences to Faculty of Pure Art, Humanities, where I studied English. Wow. Do you understand? So I am not the kind of person who, I don't know how to deal with calculations, mathematics. I've always failed woefully in it. So because I was self-aware of myself and I knew my position, I had to go for something that would be easy for me. Do you understand? Yeah. So I feel that this interview is very important because a lot of young people are going to make mistakes. Like I said, my friend was determined to be a petroleum engineer, and eventually she ended up wasting school fees, wasting her time, and she came out as a failure.
And again, sorry, I want to say something. As you are just saying now, I now remember. You see, like for my own case, I knew about this thing even when I was a child.
What did you know about it?
I knew that I have a call since when I was a child. In fact, I grew up meeting my parents calling me pastor. Because my father gave me a story of what happened when I was 6 months. He said, I felt sick that night they thought I will never survive. In fact, they were crying. So he picked a particular book that he had. In fact, he kept that book for me until I grew to know that book, to have the book. So now the book is still there. The title is written Man of God, but it is in Hausa, Mutumin Allah. So now, my father said he opened the book and the book took him to the story of Abraham and Isaac, where the Lord said Abraham should carry Isaac for sacrifice. So immediately, when he read that book, he saw what the Lord did to Abraham, he picked me by himself and then started praying. He told God, he said, if this child is to become a blessing to this generation, please let him be alive. But if you know that this child will bring pain to us, then take him. Because already they have given up. He said the moment he finished that prayer, everything that was happening to me ceased.
Wow.
Immediately.
Wow.
And then he himself, from that time, he knew. And one of the shocking things is that when I was 6, this one I know it clearly. I don't know whether I should show you a sign in my leg. I have problem with this leg. In 1992, this thing, I took scissors. I was cutting Bible into pieces. I knew this one. So after I finished cutting the Bible, the scissors, when I dropped it, the scissors left where I dropped and hit me here. And pieces this finger and makes it like this. The thing refused to remove. Because if it were some finger now it would have removed. They have tried all they could. This finger cannot remove. Then since that time, anything that will happen to me, it happened to me from this leg. That was why in 1990...
Did the scissors hit a vein or a nerve?
It hit on top of...
your toe?
Yes. That is why this...
Now you're making it look like this was the consequence of you cutting a Bible. How old were you then?
I was 6.
6. I'm sure God did not want to punish a 6-year-old child.
No, summertime, God allows something so that you have a scar. So that it will become something that you will. This is the same thing that I want you to do for me, and you are persisting it. You will stay and serve me with this.
Do you think God is that harsh?
Well, I told people, I said, in time of judgment, God is more dangerous than Satan.
I mean, among all the things happening in this world,
yes,
do you think God would choose to focus on something like this when we have people that are causing serious harm, serious sin?
Now, yes, God can. You see, the Bible said, the child he loves, he chastises. There are some times God give you some situations like this so that it will make you to love him or to see how superior he is. I had an accident. That machine pieces.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. So it has been like that.
Is this the only scenario or multiple ones?
It has been like that most cases. Now, so because this is I play ball, but I play right more than left. So this leg, I looked at it to my believer that God permit all of these things to happen so that I'll stop playing ball.
Just like Samson in the Bible, God gave him super strength. So what you're saying now is that you have super legs. The leg is not super in the sense that it is big, but it's super because it has the ability to
dictate,
to direct,
yes,
to predict that something bad would happen. And once you feel that sensation,
I become very careful.
Very careful. There's something that used to happen to me. How many of you have experienced this thing? When your eyes will just start shaking.
Yes.
Like this.
Yes.
Then you'll be thinking, what is happening? Is the universe trying to tell me something? Maybe I'm not supposed to go somewhere. So I don't know if some of you have experienced it. Your eyes just be twitching like this. But according to science says that it happens when your body is stressed, or maybe you're lacking sleep or something. And sometimes even when you're not stressed or you're not lacking sleep, it still happens. Then some of us, we try to read meaning. Does this mean I'm not supposed to travel to the village? Things like that.
No, one thing with me is that, I don't fear witches. I don't fear all those things. They know me.
Why don't you fear witches?
Because
do you think witches exist?
Because no, they do exist.
They do exist.
Yes.
Wow.
Because as I am speaking to you, I came from such kind of family. My father was in a particular group, that is a traditional group, where in their own group, if they die, they are the one that will get up by themselves and enter grave.
That's not
a dead person.
Believable.
That is one thing. But they practice it, it works for them. You understand?
Oh, wait, how does a dead man have life to move? I mean, life is the source of strength for the body to move around.
That to tell you that, Satan is the photocopy of God. because he was there with God. So he had some of this fake power that looks like that of God, that makes men to believe him. That is the reason why ordinary storm, people believe in storm and it works for them. I am speaking because I grew up seeing it even in my family. And now, so as it is, sir, as I keep growing, in 2002, before that was the year, I was caught doing my practice that I said. So that time I was playing ball at that time very, very well. I was the captain. In fact, at that time it was Rashidi Ekini that was reigning. So when I was playing ball, so it was Rashidi Ekini they were calling me. So I started hearing, Rashidi Ekini. It was 90s. You understand? So they called me Rashidi Ekini, and so I play ball. But in that 2002, I felt this leg, both of the leg, I couldn't walk. I can't play ball. And all these things, I never knew it was a signal for me to just focus, agree to work with God. Because ball took my attention. I don't even have time for church. So 3 weeks, I couldn't walk. But after when I finished, that 3 weeks, when I get up, the very first day I get up, I saw myself in the football field.
Wow.
And I was just staggering like this. When I came, I begged them to put me in ball. The coach refused. I cried. He put me inside ball. I couldn't run. If I carry my leg, I want to hit ball, I wouldn't. So I started crying in the football field. And that was, since then, I ceased playing ball. But in 2007, my church, with another church, have a friendly match. And so, me too, I said I want to join. To show to me that God don't want me to put my heart in that place. At 10 minutes that I enter, they remove my teeth. My teeth was removed. And then till today, if I go in to play ball, this leg, I will never rest again. And my father saw that when I was growing, my life was different. Sir, the way other children play, I married at the age of 33, but I was a virgin. I don't steal. I'm just like that. You just see my life become different with his own. In fact, my father even called me 2005, sat me down that I should tell him if I have any problem so that he will look for solution. Because to him, because of the kind of life he live with women, they nickname him Yanga. Kafi Mata Yanga. You do Shakarapa's women. So all of my brothers will play such kind of life. Why did my own is different? So this is where, and since I have accepted doing this call, you see me, I will show you a lot of things here. I go to the Fulanis to preach to them about Jesus. We go to interior villages to tell them about Jesus. Because I came to realize that Fulani are not to be blamed. Our forefathers are to be blamed because they have not carried gospel to them. If they have taken gospel to them, they will not become anything. They will not be what we are seeing today. In those days, they thought they are in the bush, so there is nothing.
Wow.
So this is what I have given myself, that no matter what it is, I encourage people that are to write. They are in secondary school, that they should allow God to choose their courses, to give them direction let God do it by himself. Let them not say because there is money here or there is this here.
There's opportunity here. You want to go chase it. Seek divine direction from God. Yes. Some of you are at the point in your life where it might be very difficult to even hear from God. And any little sign you see, you can mistake it as a sign from God. Why seeking the face of God is important? I firmly also believe that some of you have been blessed with what you need for the future that awaits you. Even if you have to seek direction from God, sometimes you also need to look inward. Be self-aware of yourself. And to be honest, most times your purpose in life is not usually far away from your interest.
Oh, yes.
Some of you have interest, but maybe the kind of environments you are, the kinds of friends you find yourself around, the kind of family you grew up in, they do not really allow you to focus on the things you're interested in. But it's only a matter of time. You will eventually discover that the purpose of your life, where you are supposed to dominate and hold power, authority, was never far away from the things you were always interested in. Even though the kind of family you grew up in were not really interested in those kinds of things, or the kinds of friends you had around you or you have around you right now are not so also interested in those kinds of things. It is only a matter of time. Until then, I pray that God brings you a mentor who is going to help you, with your life decisions. And I also hope that you find something quality from this interview that you can use to benefit your life. Pastor, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's rare to find someone like you. 10 years. I can't imagine. I mean, that's not me. I would never do that. For 10 years. For 10 years. No.
And it has made me to be satisfied with the little thing I have. I have patience.
You're a contented man.
I'm content. No matter what I have, I'm contented.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's the way to live life. I always tell people something. As long as your tummy is filled up, it makes no sense if you are rich or poor. Do you understand? So what matters is that what you have is serving you, and that is what matters.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Contentment is a beautiful thing. A lot of people do not enjoy their life because they are so engrossed with chasing things that they might never ever in this life have. So why don't you just enjoy what you have? The wife God has given to you, the home God has given to you. You have children, right?
Yes.
How many?
I have one.
Just one.
It was two, but one that last year.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
So sorry about that. So you're a pastor, you have a church, people come to your church to listen to you.
Yes.
So God has made you a leader.
I have a ministry that we go out for evangelism.
Oh, evangelism.
And then that is why I told you that we used to go to the Fulani. Like by next week Friday now, we'll be in another interior village to tell them about Christ. And this thing has really helped me because that patience I had also gives me patience in this side. In fact, the love I have for football, I transfer it to God. When I looked at how I sleep with ball, how I do, so I decided to also take it like that. That time, there was a time my father, when I was not married, my father came, used his leg and hit my door. I should get out of the house and go and pitch my tent in the riverside, that I'm disturbing people with prayers. Because if I start praying from 5 a.m. to 6 in the evening, before I will stop. So they became fed up with me. And they thought what I am doing, I was mad. Because in those days, the kind of church I came from, they don't believe in such kind of prayers. That is Equa Church. So they believe in silence. But me, I keep praying. Where did I learn this one from if I have not entered somewhere? So, and that was how I keep doing. I will keep fasting and until where I am today. All I just want from God is God should keep using me to help people spiritually.
That's beautiful. Maybe one of these days we could invite you, prepare a special message.
That's right.
Looking at what you see, the truth is, Lokudu Studio, we are very concerned about development.
That's right.
Helping the society stay morally intact. And looking at the rate of divorce, maybe you have a message for it. Looking at young people in society, and so many things that are going on, we could ask you to prepare a special message.
That's right.
And then call me and use this platform to share. It's a form of evangelism.
That's right.
One does not always have to travel to preach. So you use every medium available to reach people.
That's right.
So thank you. It's beautiful having this interview. Thank you so much for coming around. And I'm hoping that the viewers have learned something. God bless you. This is Evangelist
Philip S. Ndabe.
Yeah. And I'm sure that you've heard the story and you've learned something. You are a mother, you're watching this video. You are a father, you're watching this video. Kindly let your child see it, because they'll also come into a moment in their life where they'll also be undecisive about what they want to do with their life. These things happen really, really fast. Your child is in GSS 3 now. The next thing, they're in XS2. They're in XS1 deciding if they're going to go to science or arts. And even if they eventually even make the wrong choice or they make the right choice, they'll still get to the point where they have to also make another serious choice, right, about their future, their career choices. So in moments like this, they also need every support that they need, because these things are important. 10 years, to some other person, it's something else. All right, thank you very much. Let's invite to our viewers.
Yes, sorry before then. Please, our viewers, I met Lucky Udu today. He's a nice man. This man needs our prayers. Please, if you are a pastor, if you are an evangelist, you are an apostle, please, let's commit this man in prayer. He needs our prayers. He has been helping, upcoming peoples. In fact, this program has become a life-changing program. And I thought if I come, I would see a proud person. But when I came, he's very, very humble. Please, let's keep praying for him that God will exalt him. The Bible says he exalts anyone who humble himself. So I will pray that God will exalt you, sir.
Amen.
Thank you, our viewers. The Lord bless you all.
Thank you very much. I don't know how you know what you just said right now made me feel seen. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. Let's say bye and bye.
Bye-bye.